Good afternoon, everyone. Short stories in English for beginners. The story number 5, The Chest. Chapter 3, London. So, in previous chapters, we just realized that there was a chest which a man wanted to open the lock, but there was 3 numbers that he didn't know. So he went to some countries, some cities like Edinburgh to find out those numbers. Now he wants to go to London. خب تو داستانهای قبلی ما خوندیم که یه کسی یه صندوقچه پیدا میکنه که این صندوقچه یه قفلی داره که 3 شماره‌ایه. برای پیدا کردن هر کدوم از این شماره ها اون به یه شهر یه کشوری سفر میکنه که اون شماره رو پیدا بکنه. تو قسمت های 1 و 2 به 2 تا قسمت 2 تا شهر رفت، 2 تا شماره رو پیدا کرد. حالا شهر سوم لندنه. خب طبق معمول ما اول میریم سراغ بلاکینگ وکابولری، کلمات مهم، کلماتی که اگه ندونید متن رو نمیتونید درک بکنید، و بعد میریم داستان رو میخونیم. Flight, a journey in an aircraft. سفر هوایی. Modern, to do with the present time and not the past. Modern یعنی مدرن، نیو، امروزی. Boat, a vehicle for traveling over water. قایق. Rental, the act of paying money so that you can use something. اجاره‌ای. Consider, to think about something carefully. ملاحظه کردن، توجه کردن، دقت کردن. Taste, a person's preferences for something such as clothing, art, or behavior. سلیقه. ذائقه. Ring, a round piece of jewelry that you wear on your finger. حلقه. Identical, exactly the same. مشابه، همسان. Trust, to believe that someone is honest and loyal. اعتماد، اعتقاد، باور کردن. Adopt, to take someone else's child into your family and legally become their parent. پذیرفتن کسی به فرزندخوندگی. پذیرفتن، قبول کردن. آداپت به معنی آداپته شدن، هماهنگ شدن هم هست. Agency, an organization or business that provides a particular service. آژانس. Shake, to make many quick small movements from side to side or up and down. تکون دادن، سری تکون دادن، لرزوندن. Sibling, a brother or sister، خواهر برادر. Accident, a bad thing that happens that is not intended. حادثه، اتفاق. Be bored, a person or animal is born when it comes out of its mother's body. به دنیا آمده. And the last one, terrible, very bad. Terrible یعنی وحشتناک، خیلی بد. خب Chapter 3, London. At Belfast Airport, میدونیم شهرهایی که رفت یکیش ادینبرو بود اولین شهر، بعد اومد بلفاست، الان اومده لندن. At Belfast airport, Walter bought food for the trip. What he really needed was a rest. He was getting tired. Then he remembered there was just one more person to meet. Then his mission was complete. بعد اینکه آخرین نفرم میدید مأموریتش تموم بود. Walter boarded his flight. board یعنی سوار شدن. سوار شدن به هواپیما و کشتی و سفینه و این چیزا رو میگن board. Shortly after, he arrived in London. بعد از یک کمی رسید به لندن. As usual, he got a taxi into the city. On the way, the taxi drove past the Tate Modern Art Gallery. Walter could see how big the art museum was. He asked the driver, "Have you ever been inside the Tate Modern?" "Yes, it's nice, but the art is very strange. It's very modern. Too many strange patterns and colors. I prefer traditional art." موزه خوبیه، خیلی هم مدرنه، خیلی الگوها و رنگای عجیب غریبی اونجا هست، ولی من هنر سنتی رو ترجیح میدم. I do as well. منم همینطور، said Walter. I have always preferred traditional things. He looked out the window as the taxi drove on. Drove on یعنی به رانندگی ادامه میداد. Go on, drive on. on بعد از هر کلمه‌ای که بعد از هر فعلی که بیاد یعنی که اون کار داره ادامه پیدا میکنه. Read on. Finally, Walter arrived in the center of London. He paid the driver and got out. Then he looked around. There were so many things to see, but he had to focus. His mission was almost complete. Walter didn't know exactly where the third person's house was. He stopped a man on the street and showed him the address. "Excuse me, how do I get here?" he asked. "Oh, I know that place," answered the man. "It's next to the boat rental shop." مغازه اجاره قایق. He showed Walter the way. "Thank you," Walter called and walked away. Walter decided to walk. It was healthy to walk. Also, major events were happening. Major events were happening یعنی اتفاقات بزرگی هم می افتاد. رویدادهای بزرگی در حال اتفاق بود. It gave Walter time to consider things. به والتر اجازه میداد که اتفاقات و مسائل رو بهشون توجه کنه، فکر کنه. At last, Walter came to the boat rental shop. Next to it, there was a small wooden house. "I hope someone's there this time," he thought. He remembered Lucy in Belfast. He didn't like to wait. He was impatient too. Walter rang the doorbell. A young man of about 30 opened it. He looked a bit like Walter, but without the hair, the beard. "Hello," said the man. "What can I do for you? Would you like to rent a boat? Maybe book a trip?" میخوای قایق اجاره کنی یا یه سفری رو رزرو کنی؟ "Oh no," Walter answered. "My name is Walter," he continued. I want to talk to you, sir. No need to call me sir. Please call me Alan. Okay, Alan. I'd like to talk to you, please. Certainly. Atman. Walter, come in. Walter looked around. The house was very traditional and simple. Its owner seemed traditional and simple too. Alan wore simple clothes. He had traditional tastes. Everything was very clean and neat. Well, Alan said, you wanted to talk to me. Walter started speaking. But then he noticed something. توجهش به چیزی جلب شد. Alan was wearing a ring. Alan یه حلقه دستش بود. There was a number on the ring. Walter began to laugh. What is it? Asked Alan with concern. Alan با نگرانی با توجه پرسید. I thought I was going to have more difficulty. فکر میکردم که قراره که بیشتر سختی داشته باشیم. یعنی سخت‌تر باشه. Excuse me, said Alan. That ring of yours. رینگ تو میگم. اون رینگ تو. Who gave it to you? It was a gift from years ago. Back when I was a boy, I don't remember who gave it to me. I think it used to be a necklace. من فکر میکنم که یه گردنبند بوده. Walter looked at the number. He had found all three numbers. His mission was complete. Almost. There were a few more things to do. Alan, Walter began. Look at this. He showed Alan the photo of the chest. عکس صندوق بهش نشون داد. This chest has a lock. We need three individual numbers to open it. ما سه تا شماره مجزا مجزا نیاز داریم که بازش کنیم. And three separate people have those numbers. و سه تا آدم مختلف اون شماره رو دارن. You are one of those people. Alan looked at him strangely. Then he asked, and what is in the chest? I can't tell you that right now. But why do I have one of the numbers? I can't tell you that either. اینم نمیتونم بهت بگم. Answered Walter. He didn't want to say any more. Not yet. هنوز نه. Walter gave Alan a letter and continued. Please read this letter. The two other people have identical letters. The letters tell you what to do. I have to go now. Trust me. I will see you soon. Walter turned and left. Alan was so surprised. He didn't know what to do, so he opened the letter. It read, Dear David, Lucy and Alan, thank you for reading my letter. نامه‌ای که والتر به اون سه نفر داد. As you know, I have helped you find a number. There are two other people with numbers. These individual numbers mean nothing. Together, these three numbers open a chest in Scotland. The chest is at my home. I would like to invite you to come there. Please meet me there in 3 days. 3 روز دیگه تو خونه من جمع بشید. این سه تا شماره با هم دیگه در اون صندوق باز میکنم. I have nothing else to write. I request that you do not try to contact me. Soon you will know who I am. But today is not that day. Have a nice trip. Regards, Walter. Regards یعنی با احترام. 3 days later, David, Lucy, and Alan arrived in Edinburgh. They all went to the same address as per the letter. Lucy and Alan were the first to arrive. Then came David. Hi, David said. Hello, said Lucy and Alan. All three people paused for a few seconds. At last, David asked, What are we doing here? Have you read the letter? Said Lucy excitedly. Lucy با هیجان گفت که نامه رو خوندی؟ Yes, the man answered. But I have no idea what this is about, added David. Well, let's go in and find out, said Lucy. She rang the doorbell. Walter opened the door. He was dressed nicely. After all, this was a very special event. Hello, he said calmly. Then he invited them in and said, Thank you for coming. The house was neat and simple. خونه تمیز و پاکیزه و ساده بود. It was very traditional. Walter offered them tea, but no one wanted any. چای بهشون تعارف کرد، هیچ کس نمیخواست. They were too excited. Finally, Walter smiled and said, Follow me. دنبالم بیاین. Walter brought Alan, Lucy and David to a room. In the center, there was the chest. They ran to the chest. They all had their numbers. They were ready to open it. David put in his number first. Then Lucy put in hers. Finally, it was Alan's turn. When he put in his number, the lock made a noise. Alan pushed the chest, opened the chest. The chest was completely full of stuff. On the top of the things, there was another letter. Alan laughed. Another letter? I can't believe it. Does anyone want to read it? Said Lucy. I will read it, said David. David took the letter from the chest. He read it out loud to the others. Hello, David, Lucy and Alan. Thank you so much for coming. I've brought you here for a special purpose. برای منظور مخصوص شما رو اینجا آوردم. You all know that you were adopted. شما همتون میدونید که به فرزندخوندگی قبول شده بودید. I checked that with the adoption agency. من اینو با آژانس فرزندخوندگی بگیم، آژانسی که بچه‌ها رو به فرزندخوندگی میده چک کردم. David's hands were shaking. Is that true for you guys too? Yes, said Alan. Me too. Now read on. Read on. به خوندن ادامه بده. Please, Lucy said. The three of you, your siblings. شما خواهر برادرید. I'm your uncle. Your mother was my sister. She and your father died in an accident. It happened just after David was born. These are your parents' things. The necklaces are from them as well. After the terrible loss of your parents, بعد از دست دادن وحشتناک خانواده‌هاتون, I was your only family left. تنها عضو خانواده‌تون بودم که باقی مونده. I tried to keep us as a traditional family, but I couldn't care for a baby and two young children alone. I had to put you up for adoption. باید میذاشتمتون برای یکی فرزندی قبولتون کنه. I didn't want to put you in a facility, but I wanted to be sure you had loving parents. I wanted you to have the best lives possible, so I asked an adoption agency for help. من میخواستم شما رو به پدر مادری بدم که واقعا دوستتون داشته باشن و بهترین زندگی که ممکنه داشته باشین. Now that you are all adults, الان که همتون بالغین, it's time. وقتشه. I wanted to tell you, you have more family than the ones you know and love. Look around. I invite you to meet your brothers, sisters, and your uncle, me. Love, Walter. David, Lucy, and Alan looked at each other. Then they turned around. There was Walter, their uncle. He looked at them and smiled. I have so much to tell you, he said calmly. Very good. Good story. Lovely. Summary. خلاصه. Chapter 3 Review. بازنگری قسمت سوم. Walter travels to London. He arrives at the house of the third person. والتر رفت لندن و رسید به خونه شخص سوم. Alan has the third number. آلن شماره سومی رو داشت. Walter invites David, Lucy and Alan to come to his home. والتر دیوید و لوسی و آلن رو دعوت کرد که بیان خونش. They arrive in Edinburgh. اونا رسیدن به ادینبرو. They are ready to open the chest. اونا حاضرن در جعبه رو باز کنن. They go to Walter's house and put their numbers into the lock. اونا رفتن به خونه والتر و شماره هاشون رو وارد کردن توی قفل. The chest opens. صندوقچه باز شد. It contains many things. اون خیلی چیزا توش بود. Contains یعنی حاوی خیلی چیزا بود. It also contains a letter. همچنین یه نامه توش بود. The letter explains that نامه توضیح میده که they are siblings and that Walter is their uncle. اونا خواهر برادرن و والتر عموشونه یا داییشونه. Very nice story. I loved it. خب طبق معمول سوالا رو میخونم و خودتون جواب میدین. Select one answer only for each question. فقط یه جواب. In this chapter, Walter travels to Edinburgh and Belfast, only Belfast, London and Scotland, only London. A, B, C, and D. 12. Walter talks to the taxi driver about the taxi driver's family, Walter's family, an art museum, his trip to London. والتر با راننده تاکسی در مورد کدوم یکی از اینا حرف میزنه؟ جوابا رو میتونید تو کامنت ها برای من بفرستید. Number 13. Alan lives near a park, on a boat, in a small village, near a river. Which one Alan lives? کجا زندگی میکنه Alan? In the end, the chest contains در پایان صندوقچه شامل حاوی چی بود؟ Only a letter and some things, a letter from the people's parents and money. Which one? And the last, but not the least question. David, Lucy, and Alan are cousins, sisters and brothers, friends, children. David و لوسی و آلن با هم چه نسبتی دارن؟ That's story number 5. Thank you very much for being with me through the story. Take care. Be safe.